Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. This week, the pie is in the oven, the turkey is on the table, and your TV is tuned in to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The parade originally began in 1924, and since then it has become a staple in American life. But who are the people who put this parade together? We talk to everyone involved in the parade on every level to see what exactly goes into making something like this.
Okay, it's time to watch those big floats go bye-bye. Let's listen in.
It's really fun that we all get to be together here because I feel like I don't get to talk to the other people we're literally miles away from each other on show day, as they like to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when it's like Christmas, basically. It's made Thanksgiving Christmas for me.
It's close. It sure is close.
I would say it's the one thing that we have to hold on to as a Thanksgiving tradition, so please don't call it Christmas. I know Santa's at the end of it, but it is Thanksgiving, and I don't like it when people say that it's Christmas.
Thanksgiving should get a thing.
Yeah,
right?
and it's
Thanksgiving needs its thing.
Of course Santa closes it every year, but that's like when he comes in, is at the end, because this is the transfer from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and it is not at all just Christmas.
Totally.
Sorry.
We don't mean to take the magic away from how you feel about
it's
the parade.
fine. It's fine. I'm very sorry. You know?
I mean, I do think that I went in hard on you. I would say that if you are implying that it is the Thanksgiving of Christmas, or it is I'm getting jumbled up. If it is the Christmas of Thanksgiving, I understand what you're saying, and I could agree with you on that.
I think I was mostly comparing the two, which is not what you're saying right there, so I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It seems like he admitted that he's wrong, so we can move forward.
Great. So who are we?
Yeah, let's talk about it and see what departments we're in.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll kick this off for you guys. Because I'm a little bit shy. I'm not really. You barely see me out there during the parade. My name is Stacy D, but everyone calls me Stiz out there. Stiz. That's right. I have been working this parade for since I was 16, I think. And now I'm 48. So that's...
Whoa.
You guys can do the math on that. Math wasn't my thing, or else I would have gone to college, and I wouldn't have just been a holder of the balloons. That's right. I hold the ropes. I've held the ropes for years. Old Stiz is the longest running rope
Come on,
holder.
Stiz. We've all heard about
the
you. Stiz
thing.
on the ropes.
We know
Stiz
Stiz.
on the ropes.
Weren't you the person who held Snoopy for like 4 consecutive years?
Absolutely. I was on Snoopy. Snoopy's the top dog.
I was gonna say, okay, she's funny too. This one's funny.
Yes.
This one's really funny, and I want to say too, 4 years on Snoopy is basically a lifetime. Nobody else has done 4 years on Snoopy. It is the rowdiest float. It catches the wind at such a specific way. It throws people so hard.
Have you been thrown,
That's right.
Stiz?
That's right. I have been thrown. I've been thrown. When you're 16, you're a tiny woman. That was before I started taking the roids. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yes, Stiz
Yes.
is on the roids.
Steroids.
I could tell that year that you started the steroids when you had SpongeBob and you said, I'll do the front.
That's
and
right.
usually that's 20 people who do the front of SpongeBob.
But just me did it that one year.
And you held it so hard that I remember the reviews came in and it said SpongeBob looked like he furrowed his brow this year.
Yeah.
He looked mad, and it's because you were holding the ropes so tight, you made him furrow his brow.
When you're strong, you're strong.
And
guys-
you are strong.
And I am
It's
strong.
And look, steroids are basically legal as long as you're not doing a professional sport, right? You're allowed to do steroids. So you're allowed to do this. This is
Some
not
of the
a
marching
professional
band boys do them.
That's a problem. They're in high school.
Who's to say?
You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not here to tattle on nobody. Old Stiz don't tattle on nobody.
Stizroids.
My name is Trevor Sullivan. I am the director of floats. I am in charge of all the floats you see, including the very last one that cues you into Santa Claus coming to town. I'm in charge of wrangling and finding Mr. Santa Claus every year. It's a little difficult for me, but we figure it out. A little Christmas magic sprinkles into Thanksgiving, and it's helpful. So I know all of you.
That's
pretty
kind of like what I said earlier, but you guys really yelled at me before about.
Sure, because what you were saying was that it was like Christmas.
You just said Christmas magic. You know what? I'm sorry.
I was referring specifically to the end when Christmas magic does arrive. So it was different.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
But I know you all intimately because, as you know, I do a final check on everyone who enters the floats. Or everyone who enters the parade.
You're a big deal. You know, you're kind of a top dog.
Please. I mean, look, I've been doing this job for 15 years. I love this job with all my heart. You guys think that Thanksgiving Day Parade happens around Thanksgiving. For me, this is every single day of my life. Okay, it's a year-round job for me, and I love it. I love every single second of it.
I feel that. It's year-round for me as well, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to come visit you. I
In
come
the
out
gym?
to you. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
gym.
yeah.
The way that you get them to put the rowing machines on their side so that you can pull the weight.
Pull down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice hanging on to a rope. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, because like, how do you practice that stuff? You know what I mean? Nothing's
Just like
that big. Yeah,
You put
exactly.
the rower on its side and you just...
Amazing.
Well, how do you practice what you do?
Yes,
Oh.
please.
Hi guys, I'm Soup Senate. And I'm a Rockette. And it's so funny that they picked me out of all the girls because I am really quirky.
I'm not surprised. You are royalty.
Oh, I've been a Rockette for 2 full years. And the longest one on the team at the moment. And really
Wow,
happy to
high turnaround.
Wow.
So you're saying every other Rockette has only done it for a year at most? I'm sorry.
Is it because
I'm sorry
they
to pry.
can't handle the heat, or is it because they want to quit?
a mixture of the two.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to be here and I'm really excited to just like speak on behalf of my girls and speak on behalf of the team and speak on behalf of the craft and speak on behalf of the legs.
You're looking really good, Soup.
Thank you
You're
so
looking
much.
great, Soup
Is that
Senate.
okay to say?
Yes, of course it
Hey.
Is
is.
it okay? I don't want to sound inappropriate. You are attractive.
You're, I think we all agree. Which one of us are you flirting with?
It's so funny because sometimes I really try not to be friendly at all, but I just look like this and people think I'm being so friendly.
Okay, I really think she's coming on to me right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me.
I
I
don't
think it's just
me.
rude to think that.
I think it might be me, but I'm married to Thanksgiving, so
Turkey.
that's hilarious.
Oh my
Stop.
God, you're so cute.
She's really
I
cute.
can't stop.
Hey, everybody. My name is Giancarlo, and I am a filler. I jump in wherever the Thanksgiving parade needs me. You know, I'll fill in for whoever doesn't show up on the day. And it's kind of a thankless, crazy job, but I love it because every moment is new when you're on the parade. You know?
You are an absolute legend, especially last year when you stepped in for Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes, it was crazy.
The entire cast of Dear Evan Hansen.
One of the wildest texts, because I just get texts to go somewhere. It's very kind of coded, and all of a sudden I'm in makeup, I'm in a cast, and I'm doing the entire song of Dear Evan Hansen by myself.
Yeah, and then Ben Platt tweeted at you and said that was incredible.
Mhm. So
How
nice.
did that feel? Ben Platt tweeted it.
I have no idea who that is. Who's
Okay.
Ben Platt? Who is that guy?
He's Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's fantastic. No, I don't keep up with that stuff. You know, so
really helps us out, Giancarlo.
thank you. Hey, thank
Really
you.
grateful.
You know what? I know you look pretty familiar. That one year the Garfield balloon was down, wasn't it just you tied to a rope in the air?
Yeah, so
I
that was a
carried you that year.
crazy year for me. I just got a text Garfield, and I went, huh?
That was me. That was going to go ahead
Yeah.
and be me.
Yeah, I get a lot of texts from this guy, crazy stuff. So basically, they filled the clothing I was already wearing with balloons and
Yeah.
helium, painted me orange, and just stuck me to a balloon. Now, I will say, being tugged by you, once in a lifetime experience.
Thank
You
you.
could feel the weight, you know?
Just tell us what it was like to have Giancarlo on the line.
The lightest thing I've ever held. Do you believe it?
I do believe it.
Yeah, I could have done that with my eyes closed with a pinky. I think I even showed off that year. I tied the string just to my pinky, walked around like.
And it was
Give me a
terrifying. I was
break.
looking down 150 feet in the air, just going, "What is she doing?"
Did you see the tip of my pinky from up
I
there?
saw the tip of my pinky going, brother Giancarlo, you did it again.
You trusted me though, and we made it through, huh?
We made it through. It was a bonding experience for
I
sure.
remember exactly. You were like,
Oh, you remember me. You liked it?
Of course I do.
Oh,
And you know, I
Yeah.
coordinated that.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. I'm Viv Tracy, and I am the director of Balloons. And I am the creative force behind most of the balloons you do see in the play.
That's
It's
right,
not a play.
Viv.
Well, it is for me. I like to refer to it as a play because it is a lot of live actors in one place, going from one place to the next. And so, I'm so sorry.
That's a tough job for you to get all the balloons. Do you decide which balloons go and which balloons don't go?
Yes. So my year begins in September. When everyone comes to me with their ideas for pitches for balloons. And they come in and they say, how about basketball? And I say, try again. And people will come in and they say, how about SpongeBob? And I say, been done. And so, you have to filter through all the balloons that we have not done yet, bringing back some balloons from previous years that fans really like. And we really just need to have a cohesive amount of balloons that are both corporate and classic. That's what we talk about here. CC, closed captioning, corporate, classic.
It's really great to see you, Viv, in person. We mostly email, so I don't usually get to hear you say things.
I have so it's so nice to hear you.
This is new
This
for
is
me.
so new.
I think it's new for all of us. You're
it's
usually just
interesting.
texting or behind the email.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say I largely
Seriously.
have an email job. And a lot of my balloon pitches I do conduct over Zoom because I don't like to leave the house because I like it in there because it's cozy and I have my mug.
Do you guys pitch off ideas like together or like?
Well, we're kind of different. We're kind of Army versus Navy, right? She's
Yeah.
up in the sky. I guess that's Air Force, and then I'm on the ground.
You're on the ground. You are.
Yeah, I'm frontline Marines.
You're
Well, who is
frontline Marines. You were fighting.
Yeah,
Who
so
was
so
the one that did the dental floss balloon this year?
Well, that was a pitch by you,
I did pitch that for a balloon.
and I had to be convinced.
Well, so it wasn't working as a float, right? We wanted too much because we had we had it as a float and it just wasn't quite working.
Right. I heard about the whole the denture disaster.
Denture disaster.
When all of the dentures started clapping on their own because they were supposed to wind up like Christmas toys.
Yeah, exactly. And Boyz II Men was going to be singing on this float, and
What song?
they were singing "Into the Road."
Such a beautiful song
For
that
flossing.
really
Profuse-
shows
yeah.
off the use
Come
of
to the end of the
teeth.
road, can't let go. Of course, talking about dental care, and when you put the floss in between your teeth, you can't let go because you got to use the floss.
Sponsored by none other than who we love so much, Colgate.
Absolutely, and we love them. So they
So
started-
Colgate, the toothpaste company, was sponsoring floss, right? Just
Well, they also make floss.
They make floss.
Yeah.
They make a lot of things that are large
It
corporations.
makes a lot of sense that they also make floss.
I don't know.
They do make floss.
Okay.
They make floss.
So
They make
You know
it
what?
and
I'm
they
sorry.
really,
I'm sorry.
we were in the workshop. I like to do. We have a float workshop. We have a floating building in the Hudson. We do a workshop center. And we like to bring all the floats in. We like to bring people in. We like to try them out. We like to audition them. And it just wasn't working. Boyz II Men was too quiet. The chattering was too loud. And I said, I think we got to take this up. I think this has got to go to the sky. And we moved Boyz II Men to the Animal Cracker float. We ended up having to kick off the reunion of BB Mac. BB Mac ended up moving over to the Lincoln Logs float. That ended up making us kick off Ty Pennington from Extreme Home Makeover. He was pushed, and then he was put on the float for, I believe it was the Everybody Loves Raymond reunion, but they didn't do it because almost everyone on Everybody Loves Raymond has passed away. So it
I had
actually
to do a
ended up
lot of
working.
filling
So
for
they
that one.
canceled
Yeah.
it.
It was
Yeah,
me, Ty Pennington.
Yeah. So it
and
was
I
just
was just
really
pretending to be
complicated.
Ray
It's a
Romano.
game of chess.
It was a game of chess, and that ended up being the Preparation H float, which was weird for us, but it was good. It worked out.
So was the Wellbutrin one.
the Wellbutrin float was really
Yeah, I've got a
weird.
question. Was that a float or a balloon?
Well, it was a float. It was, a lot of times our departments bounce things from one to the other. You know,
Totally.
if a company runs out of money for a float, sometimes they'll bounce it to be a balloon, because sometimes it's less expensive to make a giant balloon of something than it is to cover something with floral arrangements and put none other than Ty Dolla $ign on it to sing Everybody Wants a Little Christmas, an original song that he wrote.
It's an awesome song, and we can't wait to do it again every year for the next 30 years.
It's
which is what
really
the contract
awesome.
Is. I would say too, I don't want to speak for your department,
No, of
Viv,
course,
but the floats the balloons are a bit of a boys' club. There's a lot of insiders there that you can't quite get in.
There are some women paving the way in the
I'm
balloon
not
circuit.
saying I meant boys' club as in it's a little difficult that it's kind of insider. It's insular, right? SpongeBob isn't going anywhere. Snoopy isn't going anywhere. We always have room in the floats for inclusion, for new areas, and you kind of
okay.
are a little old guard. Some of those Pikachu has been around for 30 years.
You guys,
I see. Listen, I just want to say that someone needs to speak up for Thanksgiving. Someone needs to speak up for tradition and what we have been doing for so many years. And a lot of that includes our favorite brands we love so much, which is Snoopy and all those people. Yes, go ahead.
but the floats has like a mentorship program with new directors that they bring in if you're like passionate about that, and like a bunch of like a showcase. It's like a really great program.
Oh, you guys got to come out for the float showcase this year. I think a couple of them got signed. A couple of the floats.
The floats?
Yeah, so we have people try floats, and it's like a big audition, basically.
You sign like the people who made the floats.
Yeah, we
you
signed the
saying
floats.
You signed the no, you
We
signed
signed
the
the floats.
floats.
People, the artists, or the floats?
We sign the floats.
The
We take the
floats?
floats from them, we pay them for the float, and then we take it over.
You're just carving the new generation.
Yeah, they get their input, so.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's not as amazing as your kicks. Soup, you gotta tell us how you trained to be a Rockette.
Yeah, go into detail about your muscles and stuff if you want, and you don't have to.
Stiz.
Sorry.
Stop it. We're both on steroids, and we both love to talk about it.
Oh my god, yeah. Go off.
Well, I'm
honey.
one of the stupid bitches who kicks her face all the time.
Sorry, what you
And-
call yourself?
You okay over
What
there?
happened just a second ago?
No, I hate it when I kick myself in the face.
How often do you do it?
I fucking do it 3 times a year, and I've only been there
Oh,
for 2
that's
years.
Not bad.
not that many.
That's very
So
small.
you've done it 6 times?
That's once every 100
But you
days.
kick yourself for it. You hate yourself for it.
I hate it. It's the most embarrassing thing as a Rockette, especially when you do it at the Macy's Day Parade. Because the Macy's Day Parade, for the Rockettes, it's like us performing for our parents. You know what I mean? It feels like really, because most of the time we're performing just for like a really an older audience. But
Yeah.
when we come home to the Macy's Day Parade every year, it feels so fun to just really really become a family company, because as a theater company, the Rockettes were not really a family theater company.
No, I mean, you've been there the longest, and you've only been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've learned this stuff. I've gone up the ranks these past 2 years. It's been a really long journey, and you really have to like show yourself and really prove yourself.
Do people in the Rockettes look up to you as a veteran or somebody who is a...
Yes, if anything, I need to get out of there. It's like, like when your high school seniors keep visiting once they graduate. I feel that as a second-year Rockette. It's time for me to go. But I'm still so obsessed with the parades. I'm really obsessed with the travel. I love to travel. It's this weird thing about me. I love to just like see new places. And
Where do you go?
Yeah.
sometimes we do shows on the road. We did a show in Chicago, and I loved going to a new city.
Oh, like 2 hours away, 3 hours away.
It was so cool to just like have coffee in a
So
new
it's
spot.
all domestic. All domestic flights.
So nice. When we go to upstate New York, it just feels so nice to just like get out of the city. you
Where's
know
the
what I mean?
craziest place you've ever been?
Oh, Jersey. Crazy.
And where are you from?
Newark.
Oh.
Okay.
Even in about 100 to 200 mile radius.
I love traveling. Not all who wander are lost. I'm really excited to be here, and just I just think I'll say, yeah, I'll go back to me being a stupid bitch. I absolutely hate it when I kick myself in the face, and it happened this last year, and I think that's why they picked me to be on this panel, because it did go a little bit of a viral trend when we were all in our Christmas outfits, and I kicked myself in the face, and I got myself a concussion. It happens to girls every couple of years, and it happened to me. It's happened to me 6 times.
Well, we dealt with this clip a lot. You kicked yourself in the face, and then you were dressed as a toy soldier. You took your toy gun out, and you pretended to shoot yourself. And then he fell on the ground and writhed around. That was a very interesting clip for us to have to deal with.
No,
It was, and I do remember talking to the social media team because we were trying to figure out a way to spin this. Like,
I remember I was on those emails too. I was on those Slacks
we
too.
We were on that Slack. There was a channel about how do we spin this, and so it was kind of like we were like, well, you know, kids love irony. Maybe we work ourselves into a way of some internet irony here.
I brought up Michaela Maroney, who did that face, and I said we could do a Michaela Maroney with this.
Yes.
I remember you guys. Yeah, it ended up the Macy's Day Parade tweeted "doofy moment."
but I mean,
And then
let
we
me.
tried to encourage hashtags. We tried to encourage how do you kick yourself in the face / shoot yourself in the face with a toy gun.
I hate it. I hate it.
Hashtag how do you doofy?
How do you doofy?
As I said in my apology on the internet, we're rarely given props as Rockettes.
You did put that in your apology.
Yeah.
And I said I simply don't know what to do when something is given to me and I am trying to get those dances done. And I don't know, call it concussion brain, call it a quirky girl, but I hit the ground so fucking hard from my boot hitting my face that I went, what do I do? How do I make this look like it was choreographed? Let me grab the gun I'm holding. But the gun was made out of gingerbread, so I don't understand why people are making this like a guns rights thing. I don't get it. But
Well, it was crazy to have a full military garb for that that Rockettes performance.
Well, they were toy soldiers, okay?
Sorry.
no, it was
Sorry.
very,
Sorry.
very
Sorry.
cute,
Yeah,
very
sorry.
sexy. It was just so weird to give us guns. It was so weird.
Can I ask you a question about the Snoopy float?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I've
Not,
been
okay, yeah, go ahead.
now I've been wondering something about the Snoopy float. I
Yeah.
mean, like, how much do you think, in terms of torque and in terms of weight, overall tension you're holding?
When I hold the Snoopy float? Okay, well, which year? Year one, when I did it with a team of a normal amount of people. We were like
I'm
50
talking
of us
about-
holding it. Year two, when I knocked out a bunch of them and we were down to 30 people and me. And year three.
That's how it works, right? If you knock them out, they're off the team.
Yeah. Year three,
Besting.
I knocked out a ton of them. It was 15 people and
That's
me.
right.
Wow.
Or year four, when it was just me and the person I was dating at the time. I thought I'd give him a break.
no.
At the time, I said at the time, Soup.
That was
Anyway,
a messy breakup for all of us. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that sent shockwaves through the entire community.
Sent shockwaves through Snoopy when she kicked you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you had to leave the float because she bested you.
It was pretty messy.
It was hard to see. It was hard for us to watch too because we were rooting for you on that float. I mean, nobody handled and tamed Snoopy the way you did.
Yeah.
And
It was
can I
like
say her name?
If you have to.
Toy. The way you and Toy would handle Snoopy was so beautiful.
it was like watching ice skaters perform at the Olympics. There was something so captivating
Yeah.
about both of these strong individuals holding down maybe 6,000-pound tension float, just dancing with it, you know?
Did you have a say in that in the reassignment?
In making them this not happen again? Yeah. Well, I had to go in and, think about what is best for the balloons in this situation. What is best for them and what is best for us. And so we had to make some reassignments and we had to move some people around and we had to shuffle the board, as they say. And I don't like it. That's my least favorite part of my job is reassigning. But I do what
What?
has
Are
to
you
be
all right?
done.
Are you all right, Stiz?
I don't really like that we really went down to talking so much about Toy.
Well, listen,
sorry.
we're a dramatic event, okay? Like, it always comes back to the drama with Macy's Day Parade.
And I will say it
Always
was a
comes back to the drama.
very public thing.
And people are hooking up under, like, when the balloon team assignments come out,
Yeah.
so many people start hooking up. And I think it's just
You've
like,
heard about it. You
Theater
know about
cast
it.
No, we
list,
all
when
know.
posted-
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we posted on the door of Macy's who is on what balloon,
Yes.
everyone flocks to it.
Oh, we have our share of float mances, I'll tell you that much.
like, it's literally the float mances are
It's a
way
cesspool.
insane.
It feels like a
It
cesspool.
is so incestuous.
And it always feels like there's a huge breakup right before we go. Right before you say, ready, set, go.
Right.
It feels like there's a huge, massive breakup.
Yes, and 1 year it did. It was me. It did happen to fall on me. We were the big breakup,
Right.
and it was a mess. And I do think that you guys created a Twitter campaign around that mess as well.
We did. We spun that.
we have to spin what we have to spin.
Hashtag spin this in the Slack channel was really it was a blaze that
And
day.
that was what we accidentally tweeted was hashtag spin this with a picture of you guys breaking up. And people noticed.
People did notice that.
People,
Sometimes I feel like you guys don't have to spin anything. You're just a once a year televised episode. But it's so funny how you treat it like you have to get ahead of it. You know what
For
I mean?
me, this is
we have
life
to
or
get
death.
out of it.
This is my
Because
life.
you would think, yeah, people would forget about it by next year. But it's like, no, everyone just remembers all the memes and hilarious GIFs they retweeted 1 year ago today.
Exactly. Well,
And
and
so it
think
comes
about
right back.
this. Think about this. What they're seeing, they're watching this parade, they turn it off, and they go sit down with 20 to 30 other people, and they all talk about something. We do not want to be the thing that is brought up in the
Yes.
silence when somebody brings up politics. Somebody wants to say, "Can you believe that thing happened at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?" That is a viral moment. It might not be on the internet, but it's viral on dinner tables.
That's so
It's
true.
viral
in
between
families.
uncles.
It's viral between uncles, which is the worst type of viral. So you have to be
Uncle
careful.
viral. You never want to be
feeds on
Uncle
your life.
viral.
Because
It's
it's
gonna
Facebook
just be
viral.
on-
Facebook viral's the worst
One
kind
of them
of
says,
viral.
"Did you hear that this happened?" And that's enough for them to take it as fact. And
I-
they will just bounce it back and forth.
It's if it goes viral on WhatsApp, you know it's Uncle Viral. You know that's
For sure. For sure. And it's like, you know what? Thank God they don't have meals after the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I
Thank
didn't even.
God they
think-
don't eat at 11 p.m. They are lucky. The Oscars are lucky that they do their show before dinner time. I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah, because you're so right. It's a PR nightmare to have a meal right after your show every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you asked me a painful question. I feel like I get to ask you a question back.
That's fine. I allow it, and I'm sorry.
Could
I'm
you
sorry.
do a little piece of Dear Evan Hansen for
Oh,
us?
come on. Come on.
please.
That player loved it, I
Please,
gotta
come
know.
on.
Giancarlo, we have to see that.
I was
Please,
busy
no,
with the balloon.
please, come
Giancarlo,
on.
gotta do a
we
piece
would
for
love
us.
to see that.
I broke my hand. I have a cast and it's signed by a dead kid. I want to be the man you think I am. I know the pain you feel inside you isn't going away, but I've lied to my family. I'm your mom and you've lied to me. I'm your dad and you've lied to me. I'm your best friend and you've lied to me. I was guessing a lot. with the
Giancarlo, I
song.
want to thank you for singing so much of that song.
Nobody was cutting me off.
It's
I,
literally crazy.
It was really, and we didn't want it to end.
Just waiting for you to stop whenever you felt.
It's
good.
Yeah, but
almost better.
I've never seen that musical. I don't watch a lot of musicals. I just kind of went there.
And we
Hopefully, I
didn't-
And we
wasn't.
thank you for your bravery.
We didn't have time to give you. We didn't have time to give you a headphone. We didn't have time to let you listen to the track. We had to have you go, and we knew you would deliver.
It's absolutely crazy. This was like that was even better than the year that you were one of the Jonas Brothers.
That was a tough year, but a fun year. Let me tell you, when I was Kevin Jonas.
And that is kind of an industry secret because up until now, that has never been publicly revealed and
No.
nobody noticed.
No,
Not
no,
a
no.
single
True.
person
I put on a
tweeted
little
about it.
curly hair and I played guitar in the background, and boy, was it fun!
It was incredible.
It was
Everyone
great.
noticed Dear Evan Hansen. Everybody noticed
Oh,
that
yeah.
wasn't the musical.
Well,
But
mostly because
nobody
I
noticed
wasn't
Kevin.
singing anything from the actual music. I was guessing at what the plot was.
Giancarlo, I do not understand why you do not pursue a career in show business.
No, no.
Come on, you're very talented.
No, not me, not me. You know, I just work at my motorcycle shop. That's
I
what I
know.
do.
So
Right.
do you feel like once a year when you work for the Macy's Day Parade, do you like categorize that as like a fun thing or like a nonprofit thing?
Yeah,
like,
why are you doing this? Your
why do you
motorcycle
do
business
this?
is going off. You make a lot of money
I
doing the
make a
motorcycle
lot of
stuff.
money doing
Like, why do
motorcycle.
you do this?
I do it for the kids. I do it for the kids. Every kid watching in America. You know, and the thrill, it's so fun. It's very stressful, but every once in a while, you know, you get to play Kevin Jonas or you get to be one of the members of Y2K. Or S Club 7, or you get to be a turkey, or you get to hold a flute and a tuba and play in a band. You get to be a horse for a cop. It's really fun stuff.
God, that was so hot.
That was hot for you.
That was,
It was so
of all
hot.
the things we've said when he was a horse for a cop is the first time we've gotten your attention.
It was so hot.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I thought that was the most obvious. I was kind of just wearing a horse's head as a large police officer just told me to faster.
Yeah, no shirt.
No shirt.
Can we talk about this year?
I would
talk
love
about
to
this
talk
year.
about this year at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Because I would love to, if I can, if my fellow director will allow me to spill the beans on what we discussed on Slack today.
You may.
Thank you. I am proud to announce that the theme of this year's Thanksgiving Day Parade is Thanksgiving. A return to Thanksgiving.
Finally, we're gonna do like a classic year.
We're doing a classic
great.
year.
We are taking it all the way back to the basics. We are taking it all the way back to our roots, which is Thanksgiving. That's why we
right.
started this, and that's why we are continuing
That's
to do
right.
this year
It's
after year.
Thanksgiving. We are showing you a Thanksgiving you've never seen before. A Thanksgiving full of tradition, a Thanksgiving full of hope, a Thanksgiving of comfort, something you've never seen before. You're gonna love this.
So I gotta ask, what? How are you gonna show that? How are you gonna show that? Is it like
Well, I can give you a hint on. I can let the beans spill on one of our balloons.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, and that is because a return to tradition of Thanksgiving means learning something new and embracing the new. And that's a tradition is learning new things as well. So that is why we have a balloon that is Archer, the
right.
cartoon.
Archer the
cartoon.
And
cartoon?
he's new. And he's new. The cartoon for FX.
Archer the cartoon. The canceled show from about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And he is sassy, and he's interesting.
He's sassy, he's interesting. And I just watched him for the first time a couple months ago with my mom, and we accidentally landed on FX, and we said, "What is this?" Because we normally just watch, Nickelodeon,
Right.
Oh yeah.
and so
Totes.
and so to find like a racy, sassy adult cartoon, really felt like I could take this in like a far new direction, a direction of new experiences and growth.
We've been talking a lot about this. We kind of consider him the anti-Wimpy Kid because we have a Wimpy Kid float,
Right.
Yes.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Yeah.
which Stiz, I think you
Stiz.
worked on before.
I worked on every
Yeah.
one of these.
You held
I
the
will
nose
say,
down on
the
Wimpy
kid never looked
right.
more wimpy than when Stiz was holding that.
It was really
That
floating a
bottle
lot
was
lower
really
that
good.
year, huh? I really
Yeah.
wimpied up the wimpy kid.
I
Yeah.
will say the Wimpy Kid holders. What do we call you guys? The Wimpy
holders.
The holders. The Wimpy Kids holders. You guys are mean.
Well, I'm not in that team every year.
yeah,
I'm
exactly. That team.
pretty nice.
Well, we
so.
did instruct them to be a little more rude and a little more rough with it because they knew they were holding a kid with the capacity to be bullied,
Yeah.
bullied really hard.
Yeah.
So they had to act as bodyguards for the wimpy kid.
It's like they're like allies walking.
I wanted to announce one of our floats
oh,
because
please.
you got to announce one of your
Please,
balloons.
please.
So I think I should announce one of my floats. The theme this year is Thanksgiving. It's tradition.
Yes,
The
yes.
classic.
To
Right,
basics,
right.
okay? So I am honored to announce a Chef Boyardee float in partnership with Habitat for Humanity. It's a messy tomato sauce covered kitchen, and on it, it's BTS singing Santa Baby.
Ah, man, I do not want to
Wow.
feel for them.
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
We're gonna have, I gotta be,
That's 7 of them. That's
Every
7 to
single
9 of
part
them.
of
There's
that-
no way all of them are showing up.
And that float was, you worked, I want to applaud you for working so tirelessly with our corporate brand integration manager, Laura, who works day in and day out and never sleeps.
I love Laura. Laura's a rock star. She's really, really talented, and we are so happy to be working with Laura. We truly, truly are.
We're so glad.
She brought up the idea that the kitchen would be messy. It wasn't messy in the beginning, and once we messed it up, we found another partner. It was Chef Boyardee, and that has been so exciting. Chef Boyardee has been so funny to work with.
But, and I don't want to reveal too much, but who's that trailing behind the Chef Boyardee float? It's the Dawn Scrubber float on its way to clean up that kitchen mess.
That's
Wow.
right. And on Dawn Scrubber float, it's Faith Hill singing Santa Baby.
2 Santa babies in a row?
We are doing 2 Santa Babies this year.
That's crazy because the Rockets we have a dance for the Santa babies.
So again,
Oh, so 3.
earlier when I said it's kind of like Christmas on Thanksgiving.
Sure.
You're singing 2 Santa Babies. That's notoriously a Christmas song.
Well, a Christmas song is not Christmas.
No,
a Christmas
people-
song does not Christmas.
No, they're ushering in Christmas.
People start playing Christmas music early in November. Okay, that's a current event for us, is playing a song that's a Christmas song, relevant. It's relevant. If I was playing, a summer song, that would be erroneous. You know, if I was playing Happy by Pharrell.
It would be erroneous.
If I was playing, I was playing Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves, that would be erroneous. That wouldn't be helpful.
Wow.
And BTS singing Walking on Sunshine, where are we? I'm sorry.
It's like too much. It's like where, like what's
Yeah.
the brand?
I'm
like
sorry.
where?
We have a brand ID and it's very
Sorry.
specific.
Like, what
So if you wanna
holiday is
see it,
this?
can
Am I
show it
even
to you.
hungry to eat with my
Exactly.
family?
Yeah, for sure. Can I
Exactly.
ask about a rumor I heard?
Sure.
I heard because I'm like this. I'm just like nuts and weird, and I like to read the news. I read some quirky thing that Laura, our brand ID girl, was trying to do a deal with Apple, but it fell through.
Sure, I cannot comment on that.
We absolutely cannot comment on that.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that is a corporate dealing behind closed doors.
That absolutely.
dang.
I cannot say an itty bitty thing about that.
I really wish I could because there are some really cool details about it.
Yeah.
I cannot say a single thing.
If I could tell you what almost happened this year at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, I'll tell you what, it would age you back 15 years. You get 15 years younger, you'd be so excited about this idea. But I can't because it didn't happen and it actually doesn't exist.
Can I ask you a question, Stiz?
Sis.
Liz, we want to hear from you.
2015,
Yeah.
Snoopy float flew into that
I'm
building.
obsessed with the Snoopy. Oh my God.
I love the lore.
Okay,
I
alright.
love the
Are you
lore.
talking about the accident?
The accident. You at the helm of the Snoopy float, it flew into that building, and you sprinted up the rope to save those kids. What was going through your head there? I mean, that was so heroic. I look up to you in so many ways when I'm making my motorcycles. I'm
Was
just thinking about you.
Was this the year kids were on top of the float?
Yeah. This is me.
This was the year that we had children ride upon the Snoopy float while we held it together.
Yeah, Viv held a contest for this.
Yes, we were
Straddled in
trying to
and
find...
strapped down on, stirrups.
Yes.
That was a learning
Yeah.
moment for us.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
can't believe you brought this up once again. You
I'm
know
sorry.
that that's the year that it was down to just two of us holding the balloon. It was me and Toy. And the reason the balloon flew into the building was because we were playing a game of chicken down there. We both knew we were breaking up. We both knew that there were children on top of the float. And I was going, I'm going to let go, so it's your fault. And then she goes, no, I'm going to let go, so it's your fault. And I was like, no, I'm going to let go, so it's your fault. And guess what? Okay? Toy let go. And I couldn't hold it down. I didn't take enough roids that day. And so I started floating up in the air with these kids. So I had to slam it into the building to slow it down, or else we'd all be up in the ether, up in space, whatever's up there. You know what I mean?
You would be in the ether.
It would be.
I'll say, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Stiz, I want to know what you do with all that roid rage, like when it's not the
I also-
Thanksgiving Day Parade. What do you use it for?
Well, I am just in the gym, kind of all of the time.
Oh, right.
I will say,
Of course,
also,
of
you
course, of
said
course.
that you didn't take enough roids that day. Is that how steroids work? You take the roids that day,
The
and that's
kind that I take is like a daily vitamin.
It's like a supplement.
Yep. You're on the same plan?
Yes, it's like an emergency packet, but it says roids.
Absolutely. And you pour it into your water and you stir it around with a little spoon and then you suck it down. And
Do you want to hear
that's
something so insane? I put it with Sprite.
Oh my, that's kind of cool. Maybe I should try that.
You should.
With Sprite. Yeah, okay, cool.
I think I'm sensing
Do it
some
with-
chemistry.
Sprite.
I'm really, I couldn't, I'm celibate.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
also, a quick question about the Rockettes. They go to war zones, right, and perform for the troops.
USO.
Yeah.
So that wasn't one of the craziest places you've ever gone to.
No, because I've been at the company for a short amount of time. I don't know.
and it didn't feel crazy to you.
No. I've. There's a lot of drama surrounding those visits.
Yeah, a lot of drama surrounding war.
It's just so weird because like when we go to schools and we go to retirement homes and we do like shows, it's like really easy breezy. But when we go to war, it just gets so complicated.
Trust me.
And I mean, we have
understand.
to test for COVID when we go.
Oh.
Oh.
And I mean, it's just like it's just so.
Uh-oh.
I don't like drama.
Can I ask how many of the Rockettes are vaccinated?
I think just. I think.
I've always been curious about this.
I've
No,
been
for sure.
dying to know.
Okay, so there's 52 of us. I think.
One for every state.
Yeah, there's 52 of us. too.
And a couple of territories.
Yeah, plus the territories of Puerto Rico.
There's one for every state, and I think I'm not. The directors aren't. I think it's just like 10% of us.
10%. Wow.
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 Yeah, because
Well,
So
just curious.
5.2.
I'm very neutral on vaccines. I just wanted to know.
no, and it's been like that's why Macy's will always book us. It's outside.
Sure. It is irrelevant for us. Vaccine status is irrelevant
never
because
checked.
it's outside. It's outside, guys.
It's
so it
outside,
doesn't
and more
matter.
than that, it's Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
You know, I've had the vaccine so many times, it just won't go through my muscles.
Well, that's what.
Oh,
that's,
the needle kind of bends.
Yeah.
bends away.
Yeah, they got a longer needle, and then there's just the serum won't suck through how
Dang.
thick my
You know,
muscles are.
I will say there is one float that it matters a lot if someone's vaccinated, and that is the Santa Claus float. We got to make sure that everyone's vaccinated. Every year, I find
Yes.
that Santa Claus, it is difficult. It's a journey. It's a struggle. Santa Clauses are the hardest to pin down.
it's so weird though that they're always immune compromised. All of them.
They are. Well, they're older, so that's not a huge surprise.
It's bizarre.
I will say one of my favorite but also toughest years was being Mrs. Claus, subbing in for Mrs. Claus. Because that
You-
Santa that year, he wanted Mrs. Claus. He really
That Santa that year, I remember he said to me, "I don't care who's in that costume, I'm kissing her." And I said, "Well, that's one of my workhorse is Giancarlo." And
Yeah.
he said, "Okay, is he Santa? Is he Mrs. Santa?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Well, I'm Santa." And it's hard talking.
Yeah.
Mall Santas,
Can't believe you still hired him that
we
year.
don't hire mall Santas. It's a huge honor to become a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Santa Claus, right? I mean, it is the closer. It's the final act.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of them are shifty. They're hard to pin down. We usually have 20 to 30 Santas on call in the morning, and then we get one if we're lucky. They're just so shifty.
They're all on vacation. They're all like, oh, I forgot I have a meeting. I forgot I'm going to Santa Fe with
Right.
my fiance.
Right.
And it's like,
as
where
we
are
all
you
know.
going?
Well, and
To
let's discuss it.
Put this in your calendar.
We work on a day that literally everyone has off. And so it's difficult sometimes to pin people down.
But
They
you
say-
always ask for conflicts.
Yeah. And they usually the Santa Clauses always say, "Well, yeah, I assume I get Thanksgiving off." And I would say, "You would assume wrong. This is the only job where you do not." And that is a difficult thing for me to discuss.
And I imagine they want to take some time off before the busiest time of the year.
Exactly. And they said, "Well, I'm going to be with my family." And I would say, "No, I know that. But maybe your family can watch you on TV. Maybe we can put them on their float. Maybe they can ride alongside Trisha Yearwood on the Vyvanse float." I mean, maybe that could be happening.
I
Oh,
love the
God.
Vyvanse float.
You
It
had
goes
Vyvanse,
so
didn't you?
fast.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
goes so fast.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I'll say?
Vyvanse float goes so fast.
The Vyvanse float goes so fast, and it's vibrating. It literally vibrates.
It's doing good work.
It
It's
is
got things to
weaving
do.
through crowd members at a rapid pace.
That's one of the ones we're proud of the most.
Yeah.
Really proud of them.
The good folks at Vyvanse sent us a lot of product.
We love them. We love them so much. We are very proud of Vyvanse. And you gotta check out their float this year. It is cheetah themed, and on it there's gonna be an incredible performance by Allie and AJ singing Santa Baby.
Oh,
At
another
1.5
Santa
times
baby.
speed.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
incredible.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
I have a question about the theme. Again, I'm just a holder.
yeah,
and
we have no business being here.
No, we
we
want
don't
you
know
here.
No, but we need people on the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is a whole operation. This is a family.
Right. So just a lowly holder. As you know, I started working at 16. Didn't do much schooling, but I'm thinking, you know how less and less people have been watching the Thanksgiving Day parade because the
We are
support
aware.
around
Yeah, we know.
Thanksgiving has been declining now that people are really digging into the history of Thanksgiving.
Yes, we are
and
aware.
yet,
Yes.
And yet the theme that you've chosen for this year is back to the basics, which
Yeah.
is implying that you're going all the way back to the origins of Thanksgiving, the thing that people dislike in
Without
the
saying
first
it,
place.
Yes,
Yes.
We've talked about that. We've discussed that.
And
talked
so,
about
how is that a good idea?
I'm gonna let you take this one, Viv.
I will say this is what I was trying to hint at with my long asked question of how you guys portraying it this year. It's just like we are connected over here. But go ahead, go.
Well, okay, here's the thing. We laid out a lot of options out on the table in an email chain over what to do with this holiday that's rooted in some bad stuff. what do we do? Every single option was bad.
Absolutely.
What was
every
worse
single
than this
option
one?
Did not fix
You don't
the
have to say
problem.
that. You don't have to say what
I
was
want to
worse.
hear. No, I'm sorry.
You don't have to say.
We legally can't say.
We legally
Okay.
can't.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can't.
didn't we have like a theme like 5 years ago that was just snow? That was a great theme.
That was
Yes, but
nice,
it was too
neutral.
Christmas. It was too
It
Christmas.
was too Christmas. And then Christmas's lawyers come for us. That's the problem. It's like we cannot venture into that territory.
Yeah, and we're going to need to cut this, but let's talk about it. Christmas has a strong hold on us. Christmas might as well be Stiz's muscles around my neck. Christmas
You
is-
wish.
Yeah, you.
I do wish, because Stiz, you're very strong and you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
And if you were to grace me with that, I would be honored by that.
It's crazy how horny the Macy's Day Parade group is.
I'm not horny. I'm not horny. I've said
Those
previously.
holders, though, there's something about you guys. You
Yeah.
guys, it's like a cesspool.
Bring
in there.
it on.
Anyways,
Come on in.
what we can say is we have been dealt a certain hand, and I have, as they say, laid in this bed, and I made it. So now I have to lie in it. And this is what I do. I'm a Thanksgiving guy, and Thanksgiving can't go away, or we go away. You know what I mean? Jen?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think so.
That's something that we think about and we talk about, and it's interesting for us.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation when you think about, oh, should we stop doing this? And then I think about all the nice things I have, like my apartment and my car. And I think, maybe I should continue in
Right.
this livelihood. I don't know. I mean, call me crazy.
No. I get an Americano from my very, very beautiful home espresso machine, and I think this nation needs Thanksgiving.
Do you ever feel like the pharmacies are taking over a little bit?
Oh, we
yeah,
want them
no,
to.
No,
You-
no, no,
We
no.
love them.
No, this
We
is
love
vaccine
farm.
stuff. This is vaccine stuff. This is.
Do you ever?
It's a
I thought it
COVID
was
question.
Vyvanse stuff.
No,
I think it's
I think it's both. Do you
Are you
ever
one of
think?
the vaccinated rockheads?
Sue me. Okay.
That you
That's-
are?
I think if one more pharmaceutical signs on for a float, I think I'm out of there.
Well, it's only
You're
been
gonna walk?
2 years.
You know what I want to do to wrap this up and get away from this? What I would like to do is I would like everyone to go around and pitch a float or a balloon that they would like to see at the float, and we'll take it into consideration.
Yes.
Oh gosh, this is exciting. Stiz, what are you gonna say?
Okay, Stiz will go first.
This is actually amazing because you've never like created them. You're always and you have the most contact with them. So I would die to know what's coming out of your brain.
Okay, this might be a bit of a selfish idea, but I do think we should have an anvil. An anvil, like a real anvil. Fill it with the heaviest air you can find. Just the world's heaviest balloon and give it to one person to hold. Just me. Just let me hold a big
Okay.
heavy anvil.
I gotta say, I don't want to ruin this at all. But I know you didn't go to school a lot. If you fill
Yeah.
it with the heaviest air, it's gonna be incredibly light to hold because there's no tension there.
I don't
It's
understand.
heavy sinks. That you want the lightest air.
So the lighter it gets,
The heavier it will be.
and
I'm gonna stop you right there
Quite a conundrum.
because
Steve.
I'm in.
oh,
I'm in 1,000%. And this is something we have not fully talked about, but I mean, Stiz is a sex symbol, and I think
Let's
I
talk
don't-
about
I
it.
don't
Just
know.
in the last moments, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
is the
Stiz
last
is
talk
a sex
It's something
symbol.
we've had to spin in the past.
You're rumored for like the
The-
Bachelorette, right?
Those 3 years when everybody was hashtagging hot holder like it was a early meme like Raptor thinks, whatever that one was.
Right.
So long story short, that's my reason. It's greenlit. I want to hear about what everybody else has a
yeah,
pitch.
what's your pitch?
Oh, I'm next. Okay. Well, I don't know. I got a lot of ideas, but I don't know if they're good enough.
We would love to hear them, Giancarlo. We love your input. You're my guy.
Okay. Maybe a float about the beautiful thing about Thanksgiving is it's a changing of seasons and you're switching from fall to the winter. So maybe it's like a giant, like a moon, a harvest moon, and everybody's harvesting to pay like respect to everybody involved.
And is that a float or a balloon?
It's not a test. You can. It's your idea. It's your
Yeah.
idea.
I'm interested. I'm just curious what the answer is going to be.
Are you throwing up?
Are you, Giancarlo? It's just you and me.
It's crazy. You weren't even
just
this
a
nervous
simple
when you had to
question.
perform all of the
I've got.
Oh, he's going again.
I've got
Oh,
a.
No.
Oh, he threw up a song.
I think my... I think my balloon would be 5G. Because it's running.
Oh.
It's running us all, and I think it'll show a really good metaphor to have the parade run by big 5G.
Very creative, Soup. Very creative.
Very creative, Soup. I forgot your name was Soup.
Very creative.
Very good,
creative,
Soup Tenant.
Well, we
Yeah.
will take all these under consideration.
Well, you guys have to pitch too. I want to hear some
Oh
of yours.
gosh, we pitch all day,
oh
every
my
day.
God,
You
we
sure
pitch
you
all
wanna
day.
hear
I
some?
mean,
Well,
where
then
do
put one of
I
those.
even choose from?
Try to do one that isn't a drug.
Okay, well, how about you pitch me a balloon and I'll pitch you a float?
That sounds like a great idea. This is a fun exercise.
That's
This
fun.
is fun. We never did
That's
this.
We
really
should
fun
do
for
this at the
them.
retreat the Saturday after
We
Thanksgiving.
should.
We'll go on.
We should.
Oh my God, where's the retreat this year?
I think we're doing it in what's it called? Poughkeepsie?
No, I'll tell you where it is.
Sorry,
It's in Costa Rica because I have to fill in for some people there.
Oh, the retreat's in Costa Rica.
You guys won't
Retreat's
even
in
know I'm
Costa
there.
Rica.
That's fantastic.
That's so nice. I have to
Yeah.
repack.
So yeah, I'll pitch you a float. Or, yeah, I'll pitch you a balloon.
Yes, a balloon, and I will pitch you a float.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, who should go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, I'm listening.
So the theme of this float is Hot Wheels. And it's riding on not a motor, but 1,000 real Hot Wheels. And they're going down, and who's that singing on the float? Why, it's Meghan Trainor singing her new Thanksgiving song, What I Love for Thanksgiving Is You. And she's accompanied by a kid who won a contest for being good at science.
Wow,
That's
Like a science fair?
so good.
What
That
I
is-
Like a
love
science fair.
for Thanksgiving is you.
what?
I've heard that song. It's about how instead of eating the turkey, she wants to eat her boyfriend because she loves him so much.
She loves him.
What a thoughtful idea. An interesting, well thought out idea that hits so many quadrants that I'm looking for. That's awesome. Thank
Wow.
you so much, Viv.
Thank you. Thank you
Your
so
turn.
much.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones as a balloon.
No.
Oh?
Oh.
Sorry. No. It would never happen. It would never happen. It would never happen. He would never go up there. Why would Indiana Jones be in the sky? He's on the ground.
I
no.
thought
He's under the
I
ground.
thought we were speaking with an open mind. Because if I'm being honest, if you don't like that
Oh
idea,
no, they're going
I'm
at
just
each other.
sorry.
Oh no, John
Stiz,
Carlos.
Hold them apart.
Blue
Stiz,
skies,
hold them
I wanna
apart,
talk to you.
quick.
Can we offline about this? I'd love to offline about
Oh
this.
no, John Carlo looks nauseous. He's gonna throw up a song again.
Santa baby.
No! This has been Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist. Answering the question. No, that's why they call it show business. Good night.
Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists is an improvised Hollywood roundtable podcast created, performed, and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Colhane, Angela Giartana, and Patrick McDonald. AOA is a Sugar 23 podcast. Mike Mayer and Michael Sugar, executive producers. Liam Billingham, producer. Production support by Angela Restano and Anthony DiFrancesco. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood.